हेलो दोस्तों, दिस इज भारत कुमार एंड यू आर वाचिंग माय चैनल निर्मल इन्फो अपडेट्स।
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
The Defense Ministry on Saturday advised media to refrain from reporting any speculative and unsubstantiated news on the engagements with China while officials from both sides are trying to resolve the ongoing border tension through the established military and diplomatic channels. A statement issued by the ministry said, Indian and Chinese officials continue to remain engaged through the established military and diplomatic channels to address the current situation in the India-China border areas, the spokesperson added. At this stage, therefore, any speculative and unsubstantiated reporting about these engagements would not be helpful and the media is advised to refrain from such reporting. This advisory came amid the scheduled senior commander-level military talks between India and China to resolve the month-long standoff situation across the line of actual control. Reportedly, the delegation is scheduled to meet the Chinese officials in Moldova, that is on the Chinese side of line of actual control, LAC. The Indian delegation will be led by 14 Corps Commander Lieutenant General Harinder Singh, while the Chinese delegation will be headed by Major General Yu Lin, who is the commander of South Xinjiang military region of the Chinese People's Liberation Army, PLA. Earlier on Friday, the two nations agreed to resolve the issue through peaceful negotiations while respecting each other's sensitivities and concerns. India and China are currently engaged in a military standoff in the Galwan Valley region of Ladakh, near the line of actual control between India and China. It is notable here that vast areas of Ladakh region have been under Chinese control for decades. In the Galwan flashpoint, it was initially reported that China had started moving heavy equipment and troops in the LAC, and had increased patrols in the area, creating skirmishes between Indian and Chinese troops. As a result, India too has mobilized troops and aircraft in the region. In 2017, India and China had engaged in a similar standoff in the Deklam region near the Bhutang border. About 5,000 Chinese army personnel, under the garb of a military exercise, diverted their movement towards the Indian side of the LAC, line of actual control. The current standoff began on May 5-6 and has been continuing all along the LAC up to Sikkim. The Indian Army had matched the level of their counterparts and had stopped them from conducting movements in several areas. As per reports, Indian forces had also been airlifted from other high-altitude areas to the eastern Ladakh sector. Pilots in India are testing aircraft display systems that work by tracking and responding to eye movements and could let military pilots keep their hands on the plane's controls more often while flying. Modern aircraft have electronic display systems that show information such as the plane's fuel level, imaging system or geographical position. Pilots can click the screen to the relevant page of information as needed, but this requires taking one hand either off the plane's throttle or control stick. Through unique eye and face tracking sensor technologies, with a key focus on alertness and attention, Seeing Machines technology enables key data and metrics to understand and improve human performance. This technology is unique. It is a non-wearable, unobtrusive system that can be adapted and integrated into various real-world environments to provide new data to optimize training and operational monitoring. This technology will challenge the current way and provide a new perspective, with data that focuses on the human element, their alertness and performance. Insufficient knowledge of automation behavior, mode confusion and loss of awareness, poor scanning techniques and overconfidence and trust in automation are all recognized as prevalent in today's on- and offshore helicopter crews. Poor visual scanning signals an emerging split between the pilot and the automated system, which leads to adverse safety outcomes. Inappropriate use of autopilot modes was cited in the fatal ditching of an Airbus S-332L2 Super Puma near Smilburg Airport, UK, in 2013. Addressing and rectifying these deficiencies is, however, quite difficult. Seeing Machines has pioneered the development and commercialization of proprietary algorithms and hardware that helps machines to interpret the human face and eyes in order to understand their state. Our top 3 VVIPs, the President, the Vice President and the Prime Minister, have been flying around the world in Air India One for several years. The tickets issued to the VVIPs and to every person in their entourage mention the flight number of AI-1. Yes, they still issue printed ticket books for VVIP overseas flights, those pretty little floral print multi-pagers, complete with bright red carbon copy sheets, which easily slide into a gentleman's inner coat pocket or a lady's little clutch. Actually, there is no single aircraft designated as Air India 1 or AI-1. Whenever any of the Tremendous wants to fly out, our flag carrier would convert to, one is stand B, of its best jumbos into executive jets, with prefabricated cabins, conference rooms, secretariat space, confidential communication consoles, working desks, lounge sofas, beds, curtains, carpets, magazine racks, metallic nameplates et al. There would be separate seating space for aides, delegation members, security men and for the media, too, not on Narendra Modi's flights. The flight, and not the aircraft, is given the call sign Air India 1. The outfitted aircraft is ground checked and flight tested several times before it is stand fit for taking the VVIP load. This whole mantling and dismantling would take Air India a few days, even if the actual VVIP trip is only a one-day dash to Thimphu or Timbuktu. All this is going to change. There will not be any need for outfitting the plane every time a VVIP wants to fly out. India is getting a special airplane for the Prez, the Vice and the Premier. No prize for guessing who among the three will be flying it more. To be precise, it will not be one plane but identical to. Two machines, bought from Boeing, were given to Air India 2 years ago, but have since been sent back to the maker for outfitting them with missile protection suites. One of those, we are told, is a high-intensity laser sweep that will misguide any man-portable missile flying towards the plane. Most of the missile killing will be done automatically, without the pilot or the crew knowing anything about it. The gizmo will simply neutralize the incoming missile, and then tell the pilot, "Honey, I killed a missile, the flight is slightly delayed." Boeing was scheduled to deliver the two outfitted 777s in June, but has now asked for time till September, citing COVID-19 caused delay in getting the work done. No heartburn. In these physical distancing days, our VVIPs are sitting pretty at home. Narendra Modi has not done any globetrotting since mid-November, after he came back from Brazil. Since February end, no Bharat either, though domestic flying is on the Air Headquarters Communications Squadron's brave executive jets, save a day trip to Kolkata and BHUBANESWAR on May 22nd. Diplomacy has gone digital. Modi had a digital powwow with Australia's Scott Morrison last week. Politicking is physically distanced. But Amit Shah has been addressing Bihar's voters without stepping out of Delhi. Dugazdari Bharat's Arumri, says Modi. That's 2 yards away, more than an arm's length at which he keeps Nehruvians. The loser in the bargain is Air India. Even before it loses the status of being the flag carrier, it will lose the honor of being the flag bearer carrier. After the outfitted 777s arrive, they will be registered from Air India and registered with the IAF. Air Force pilots will fly them, but Air India Engineering Services Ltd will be looking after them.
Yeah.